everybody. I hope everyone had an awesome day. It's really cool out right now. It's actually heat lightning and it's really sweet just to see the clouds light up like that. I just think it's so awesome. And I think, man, what are all the angels doing up in heaven? I remember my mom used to say, because my grandma was a bowler, she's like, oh, Grandma Lorraine's up there bowling. She's like, oh, she got another strike. But anyway, it's really cool. So today was somewhat bittersweet. We actually had Max's, the Portland varsity basketball coach had passed away suddenly on Friday. So we actually went over to his showing today, which was crazy because at first I was telling Kurt, I'm like, I just, no one ever wants to go to, a funeral or a showing or anything like that. But I'm like, okay, I have to remember it's not about me, right? It's about, serving that other person. And I didn't know him all that well, but I just wanted to let them know and support like the freshman basketball team because he's helped out a ton with them, even though he wasn't able to coach them yet. He was able to open up the gym and just be there for them and have open gym and stuff for him, which is a huge blessing. But so I actually met his wife and she's like, oh my gosh, Sarah Sanborn. She's like, you ended up taking care of my mom a couple weeks ago in the hospital and she told me about you and stuff. And then she's like, Mom, this is Sarah Sanborn. And it was just really cool because I was able to talk to her and she was just so grateful and thankful that, I was able to come and stuff. But, not talking about me, but just, when you have that tug on your heart, knowing that God wants you to do something, even though you don't want to do it. Like Joey said on Barn 45 today, just be obedient. That's all God wants you to do. And it's not about us, right? It's about serving other people. But today was really cool. On my devotional, it said, try to see things more and more from my perspective. Let the light of my presence be so full and fill your mind that the view of the world, and you only view the world through me. When little things don't go as you had hoped, look to me lightheartedly and say, oh, well, this simple discipline can protect you from being burdened with any accumulation of petty cares and frustration. So it's so true, like just putting your eyes back on Jesus and just reflecting back on things and stuff. And, knowing that you are an example. Like yesterday, it was really funny. Blake wanted to do a cornhole tournament down at the Conflux, which is a bar in our town. I'm like, Blake, you can't just show up at a barn. And at a bar. I said, so we'll go down there. Well, anyway, so my mother-in-law and I were down there. Well, this lady was actually trying to throw the bean bags with a baby in her hand. So I went over there. I'm like, ma'am, I know this might sound weird. I said, but do you care if I hold your baby? And so I held her for like 2 different rounds or whatever of her playing. But I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, it might be weird to ask, but I'm glad I did because then I was able to get my, baby snuggles and stuff too. But so the other day, both the boys actually have, for football, they have their mouth guards and they both have crosses. Blake actually has a little tiny like gold cross on his. Well, anyway, he lost his mouth guard and he couldn't find it anywhere. And so his coach was helping him. He goes, oh my gosh, Blake, he goes, good thing that has a big cross on it. He's like, look at the sun is shining right on it. He's like, that's awesome. So it was just so cool, like the little things like that. Like God's like, I'm right here, I'm waiting. And today when I got out of work, I was praying and just talking to God and just some stuff at work or whatever. And I looked down and there were 2 feathers right on the ground, like not like in the grass or anything, but on the cement. I'm like, really? Oh my gosh, our God is so good. So you know what? Just keep being obedient and just keep digging into the word and keep focusing on him, even though I know it's hard. Sometimes with these times, we have to remember that we're only here for a split second and we are going to be able to spend eternity with Jesus and be dancing and by the seas and having a big pink mansion and just enjoying, our time with Jesus. So I hope you have an amazing, awesome day. Have a good night.